Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
Hey Frosty, what's going on everybody? It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews here on YouTube. What is going on? We've got about 35 peeps that are currently registered in the lobby. It's actually a little bit more than that based upon what I'm looking at here right now, but any second they're going to be filing in, and it looks like Tiffany Shields is the lucky one coming in first. Great to see you on here, Tiffany. Birthday is in 10 days. Very nice. Congratulations on that. Another trip around the sun annually for us all, actually, which is awesome. So great to see you guys on here. Let me know if you can hear me okay and see me okay. Give me that thumbs up. We'll get started in just a few minutes as always. Shout outs to Sandy Jackson for subscribing to the channel, and to Bus7332 for lighting up the super chat donations. Let me tell you, Bus, thank you so much, man. Every week you're definitely lighting it up. One of the first ones, if not the first one, in the lobby all the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. And just so you guys know, as a segue in, should you wish to contribute to the channel the way Bus does, you can actually become a patron, which is pretty awesome. All that different information is down below in the description or the first pinned comment. Or you can hit that little $ at the bottom of your chat. You can definitely do it that way, as well as through PayPal Direct. That way that nothing gets taken from you. It goes directly to the channel over here, which is awesome. And again, thank you so much for your love and support. As you guys know, I'm a one-man show, so it is what it is. I have such a blast doing this for you guys, in addition to live streaming on Fridays. Looks like you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. It is great to see you guys on here. Let's go right to the top real quick. We've got a little bit of time before we get started, and then we'll see what we can do here. I've got a couple of reviews for you guys tonight. We'll take a look at some Masters of the Universe goodies as well. If you guys are checking the description box down below, everything is timestamped should you want to jump to any of the content that you're seeing here as well, which I've been doing for the last few months now. So you guys can definitely jump around. The things that I think you'd want to see a little bit more up front, you can jump to as well. Takes a little bit of time to put that together, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's all about organization. All right, so starting off over here, let's see, we've got Annette Cervantes. Annette, thanks so much for jumping on. Lord Darkside, Michael Domayer, of course. Erna, the 80s music aficionado. God bless you. Yes, it's awesome. 80s music, as you know, is the best music. I mean, no doubt. Kyle Broussard, Randy Molina. Great to see you on here as well. My boy Drew. Drew's food reviews in the house. It's Friday Night Live. You already know what it is. Tiffany Shields, Connor Kenway, Randy Molina. I think I may have said that already. Yes, I did. Part 2 of Randy. Let's see. Doris Johns, thanks so much for jumping on. Even in your inebriated state, I appreciate you being here right now. Thanks so much for doing what you do. Hey, it's Friday night. You got to be you. I got to be me. It's all good. Let's see here. Tony Schultz, thanks so much for jumping on as well. Let's see who else as we're shooting on down the line. Larry Nguyen, great to see you on here as well. I'm doing okay. The day is all right. A little bit crispy here in Southern Cali. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm over the heat situation. It is really crazy. Through the weekend, it's going to be closer to the 100-degree mark. I got to tell you, filming my my ghost pepper nuggets review a few days ago was a little bit of a challenge because of how hot it was. My hair was beginning to kind of change throughout that review a little bit. If you guys haven't seen that just yet, that was the one that launched earlier today, which was a blast. We'll go into a few details on what else is out there right now. Let's see, going down again. Bus, Friday night with Ian K. Peep This Out community, fun times. Yes, it is, because you guys are here. You have choices on Friday nights. You have choices on YouTube, period. I appreciate you making my channel one of them. As always, I enjoy putting out the content that I do multiple times throughout the week, as well as live streaming. It's a lot of fun to do for you guys, as well as creating the content. And there's a lot of fun stuff, and kicking it off obviously with BK today. That's been in pre-production for a little bit, and I was glad to get that out on the first for you. Give you something to look forward to. Again, take a look at that app coming soon on the BK app. You'll be able to see something. I think it's around the 3rd or 4th, and then digitally you'll be able to get it, and then naturally I think it's around the 11th or 12th. Around there, I think, is when it's just the regular national release of the Ghost Pepper Nuggets. But worth your time. It was a lot of fun to check those out. Let's see here. Going down the line as we continue on. Ed Keaton, thanks so much for jumping off. Yes, let's start off October with a bang. It is definitely on right now. This is Halloween season in effect. I'm still working on a different background that's moving. Instead of the purple that you're seeing here, I'm kind of evaluating what to do for the Halloween time here. So for the next stream, we may have a little bit of something different as well. In addition to just the thumbnail having the theme of Halloween, of course. Let's see here. Going down. I think we'll just catch up at the very bottom over here. I'm not seeing too many questions. Tiffany Shields, you need to review the spicy sweet chili wings from B-Dubs. I don't know about that in terms of the sauce. I guess I'm mildly interested. But we'll have to see. I mean, it's just the sauce aspect of it there, aside from the crushed Doritos, I guess. But my schedule is a little bit on the heavier side for the next couple of weeks here. I'm gonna see if I can possibly maybe swing on over. It's been a minute since I've done the B-dubs, aside from the chicken sandwich, which was the last thing. So I'm not completely counting it out. But let's just say it's there on the back burner in the event of. So let's see here. Everyone's counting down. I'm great. It's great to see you guys all here. Thanks so much for jumping on. Love food like I do. Thanks so much for being here as well. It is awesome to have you guys on here. Guadalupe Ortiz, hello. Thank you so much for jumping on as well. Randy Molina is saying shout outs to Let's Go LA Rams, New York Giants, and Denver Broncos. Yay. Woohoo. You already know what it is. I'm getting that Joey vibe right there. It's good times. It's good times. Let's see. As we go down, my chat is jumping around here. Here we go. Ed Keaton, love the Ghost Pepper Nuggets review. Thank you. Thank you so much. A lot of you guys are sending me messages on my thumbnail. I'm really, really very happy with that one. It came out pretty nice. And if you look very closely at it, that thumbnail is actually a little bit of a mashup of a movie called Critters from back in 1984, I think it was. The face is very similar. If you remember that movie Critters, the mouth is actually very similar to from Creepshow. With that creature in the crate. That's where I was kind of getting the idea. In my head, I was thinking, what do I want to do to kind of advertise what this is? And I figured, let me have a little fun with one of the nuggets. And considering this, the crispness of how it came out, I couldn't not do that. So it was a blast to put that together. I know you guys are digging it already because of the messages that I'm seeing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the love and support. It was fun to do, for sure. Let's see. Pedro, haven't done this Buffalo Wild Wings, Spicy Doritos Wings. Larry Nguyen, the Popeyes chicken sandwich doesn't taste that good anymore. I haven't had it in a little bit. I think the last time I had it was actually the go-between, I think it was the KFC and Popeyes when we did like that face-off here on the channel. That was the last time I've actually had that there. Connor, what is your favorite chips? Well, around this time of the year, it's the Bats and Ghost chips that I reviewed on the stream last week, believe it or not. Take a look at the replay for that one for sure to check that one out there. But on its own, Cool Ranch Doritos more often than not. I guess the hint of lime Tostitos as well. I've got a few different ones that I like to go into. Tiffany Shields, He-Man. Yes, the collection is getting crazy over here. I'm going to be showing you another edition, actually a couple, a little bit later on. Let's see here. Going on down. Big Mojo. Big Daddy Mojo 2005. Yo, yo, yo. Thanks so much for jumping on here. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now is a great 80s song, Tiffany Shields. Yes, it is. Kyle Broussard, Ian saw the Hot Biscuit sandwich review. That looks so good. It looks so food. I think it's good, I think you meant to say there. Yes, the Carl's Jr. goodness from the Hot Honey Chicken is a pretty banging situation. Easily their best variation of their sandwich yet with that hot honey sauce. It was very, very good. Annette is over the heat as well. I know I'm probably trying to catch up on the chat over here. Ghost Pepper is my nemesis, and so is Carolina Reaper too, according to Max. Ed Keaton, ditto for Manette. We need it. Yeah, I want the rain as well. I'm telling you, we really need something over here. We had a little bit of cool weather a couple of days ago, but it didn't last. And it really kind of felt like a true fall, like evening, like, you know, late afternoon into the evening. It was so nice and crisp. Last week, I actually, like I told you guys, I actually headed over to In-N-Out. Definitely had a blast of a situation over there with the wifey. Good times with the double doubles, of course. Let's see, I'm too scared to try the Packy Chip Challenge from Doris. I still have that on tap here to see what I'm going to do with that just yet, considering how I am right now. So we'll see what happens. Let's see, can't wait for the new background. My chat just jumped over. Who just said that? My chat is all over the place right now. Connor, what's my favorite thing to drink? You know, I love the Trader Joe lemon lime seltzer waters, believe it or not. I pound those things ridiculously. They're like these 2 or 3 liter bottles. Just the right amount of flavor. But of course, my standard Coke Zero before the new version of it there. I'm trying to, you know, baby step my way and kind of give the new one a chance. I really wasn't a super fan. But I'll try and, you know, eventually break my way into it because it's going to be the only thing available after a while. So we'll see what happens. Drew, yes, I had the same Reaper Peppery Jerky in about 100-degree heat. Yeah, it is no bueno. I'm really over this heat situation. It is really, really ridiculous with the amount of heat. Dom's World, what's going on? A bit late, but made it to the stream. Today is my birthday officially, the big 4-0. Dom, shout outs to you right now. If you guys can do me a quick favor, drop some cakes right over here in the chat and some party favors, some flair. Light it up any way you wish. Let's just see a whole bunch of emojis instead of words for Dom right now because Dom is turning the big 4-0. Wait till you get to be the big 4-8 like me a few weeks ago. But on the count of 3, I'm just going to do it for you real quick here. So 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Dom's World. We'll just say Dom for short. Happy birthday to you. That's awesome, my friend. Actually, a lot of that was starting to come through as I was singing. Now I see the emojis are going in. I'm just excited for you, man. I'm just excited for you. But just so you know, 40 is the last year of your 30s. So 41 is the very beginning, because when you think 1 to 10 and then 11 to 20, 21 on, technically this is the last year of your 30s. So you've got one more year to really kind of live it up just a bit. Annette, yes, love Trader Joe's lime seltzer water. I'm telling you, Annette, I buy those ridiculously. I literally can go maybe $10 at a clip to get 10 bottles of those things, and it's just awesome. Everett, what's going on? Some McDonald's Big Mac, I think he says right over there. I know I've definitely done the Grand Mac. You guys excited for the McRib coming back on November 1st? I am crazy excited about that. If you guys know, I've reviewed that a whole bunch of times here on the channel. I did a triple version of it, I believe, last year on the stream. And then we had a double version that we did officially, actually, as well, too, there on the channel. So good times. E-Ricard. Elizabeth, thanks so much for jumping on. Great to see you on here right now. It's amazing to see all of you peeps over here. A lot of my day ones are jumping on tonight. Have you seen no worries. I'm glad that you're here right now. It is all good. Of course, you guys have the replay available to you typically on Saturdays. In this case, it will be Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for you as well. I may be taking the weekend off this week because it's been a very, very hectic week for me, in addition to just life in general. So there may be a review on Sunday, maybe most likely either Monday or Tuesday. We'll see what happens here. But great to start off October with a bang. Naturally, I wanted to get the BK review out for you guys, the Ghost Pepper Nuggets for sure, and to go into some of the detail on some of the past, since we've got it up over here right now. It looks like we've got, obviously, the Ghost Pepper Nuggets from BK today, yesterday. Crossing one off the food review bucket list from Domino's Pizza, the Chocolate Lava Crunch Cakes. My first time giving that a go. That's been out since like forever in the day. So if you guys don't know, they definitely have a pretty tasty dessert menu over at Domino's. And I'm probably going to have to swing on back at some point to do that marbled cookie brownie, I think it is, or the brownie marbled cookie, something along those lines. It's the only one left in the dessert menu because I did do the cinnamon twists as well, but those lava crunch cakes were a banging situation. And for the first time, guys, Chipotle here on the channel. I gotta tell you, very expensive endeavor on that one. That was filmed about a week and a half ago, right before that story broke with the case of brisket with that. So it was really glad I had that one ready to go, and I gotta tell you, it was delicious for the brisket end of it, but no bueno because of the price point. That is just way too much money for what they're asking for that. But even still, I'm glad I actually gave it a shot the first time Chipotle was featured here. And maybe we'll see about getting some other stuff on there for you. And then obviously the trio of Carl's Jr. hotness right now. Those 3 sandwiches, definitely, I love those sandwiches. Really, really good stuff. The hot honey goodness, of course. And before that, the El Pollo Loco goodness. And then we're all caught up with Popeye's blackberry fried pie, I think that is over there. Cheesecake fried pie. But guys, right now it's October, so expect a lot of fun Halloween goodies throughout the month, of course. All these places are going to be coming out with a lot of their stuff, I'm sure. So we'll have to see as the month rolls on. But you guys have some fun stuff to look forward to. And like I said, I'm very busy all the time. There's a lot of things coming down the chute right now, and I'm definitely having a blast putting the stuff together for you. As well, even though you can't tell by the bags under my eyes right now. My lighting is helping me just a little bit here, which is kind of good. Larry Nguyen, wish the McDonald's would keep the McRib on the menu. You know, that's what makes these special times when they come back though, Larry. So, I mean, sometimes you have to take something away to bring it back again. So it's true with just about every industry, I think. You know, what's old is new again. Like, look at Masters of the Universe coming back. It's rekindled a lot of people's love for it, including mine. So that's actually a very good thing. It can work in your favor from a business standpoint. So we'll have to see what happens there. But just so you guys know, we've got a couple of reviews tonight. We'll start off with one that you're probably going to notice right in the thumbnail, right in the very beginning, if you're watching this on the replay, of course. But the other one I didn't think was something I'd wanted to add with it there because I didn't want to have too long of a title in there as well. I thought about that after the reviews last week from Trader Joe's that I had done. Strictly because of there was just too long of a title for each. So I just called it Halloween Haul along those lines. So I think what I may do is just have one main featured one. And then actually, because everything will be timestamped down below, you'll be able to jump to the second one or whatever you'd like to see from the stream. So if that sounds good to you guys, give me a thumbs up. And that's kind of going to be the go forward plan to make sure things are organized to make it as easy as possible for you. And that doesn't like Chipotle. I like the regular bowls. I like the regular bowls and the burritos. More often than not, I get the bowls. I get the salad dressing, which I like. It's got that combination of that spiciness, a little bit of the vinegar goodness as well. So I'm digging that. All right, Michael Domayer giving me the thumbs up. Good. Lord Darkside, excellent. Very much excited. Jackie Heroes Food Reviews. Jackie, hey, I'm trying to catch up on the chat, and I see you're jumping in on the other side over here. So thanks so much for jumping on. As always, again, another one of my amazing mods here on the channel, and also a very solid food reviewer also. Very much in the community, doing a lot of fun stuff over in Canada. A lot of things you do not see in the States typically is available naturally either overseas or in Canada, and Jackie is definitely on it when it comes to that. So make sure you guys jump on over. Jackie Hero Food Reviews, of course. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Of course, you already know my boy Drew's Food Reviews. Hopefully, we'll see Trav Tries will jump in here. RDR Food Reviews. Fast Food Pit Stops. Freddie Foodie King in the house. You already know what it is. Freddie, what's going on? You know what, Freddie? You know, you just reminded me here. How hot were those nugs on a scale of 1 to 10? You know, for some reason, when I would look back on my footage, I had the clip of me actually kind of talking about that, but the flow and the way everything went with it, I didn't like it. So I kind of left it out just so I can possibly answer it for you right now. The initial first one that I got, spoiler alert, when I bit into it the first time, I wasn't really feeling anything. But then all of a sudden it rushed. And then after that, it was kind of like a steady burn, because as I was eating it, it just kept kind of building and building upon itself. So overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably say maybe the 6 to 7 range. And honestly, for BK, that's hot. I mean, it really was pretty good. I mean, initially, it didn't really feel like anything. It was like eating a regular crispy nugget, but then it instantly rushes and then it hangs back. And the thing is, for me personally, I like when things hang back in the cut like that and the flavor is just really, really resonating with you. So let me tell you, it was very, very heated for that. In terms of actually being ghost pepper or what's actually in that, I guess that's debatable. I think that's what I said in the review. It could be debatable with that. But it's noticeably hotter than their spicy nugs, and that's saying something because those are pretty spicy anyway. But I gotta say, very, very tasty. Even with the ranch, it actually sizzled up the ranch nicely. The flavor was really, really good. So good recommendation. I'm going to be curious to see what other people think about it. Some people may think it's not very hot at all. I'm sure there's going to be some that think it's very, very hot. For me, I was more in the middle on the upper scale, but man, it was really, I'm glad I had some water. Even with the water, it didn't really do too much. But I had a lot of fun with it. It was a lot of fun. I just wish the packaging was more Halloween-like, you know? I wish it actually had a little bit more flair, maybe closer to the time. You know, that may be something that they'll do. But I thought maybe, I think at the end of that, I was talking about maybe, I think either a purple or orange packaging or a black and orange, something like that to kind of really kind of dress it up a little bit. I think it would have contrasted nicely with that orangey red tinge of the nuggets themselves. I thought they were pretty fantastic for us personally. I really thought they were pretty good. Tiffany had the burrito with the brisket. It was good. I can't wait to give it another shot. I'm going to go with the wifey. I was going to go a little bit earlier and actually late this week, either yesterday or today. I didn't have an opportunity to, so definitely going to be doing that with the wifey in the next few days. McRib is coming back. You already know. Yes, yes, yes. You guys are all chatting away with everybody here. I'm telling you, we've got an amazing community of people. I love when you guys are always in the chat with each other here. Constance Cherry, how you doing? Thanks so much for jumping on. Great to see you guys on here right now. McRib is not coming to Canada, according to Jackie Hero. That's not cool. That's not cool. Man, I hope you guys do get it actually up over there. It's really worth your time, obviously. I mean, McRib is just a beautiful thing, I gotta tell you. Larry Nguyen, you should do a food review of the Dollar Tree store. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We'll have to see. KH, have you tried pumpkin pie Kit Kats? Nothing that I remember offhand. There was another variation of Kit Kats, I think it was around this time last year, that I think I did. I have to take a look and see. It's kind of hard because I've got so many videos. I think there's like about 1,300 plus pieces of content now that are on my channel, which is insane. But I have to kind of go back to see. I don't want to kind of retread to do the same exact thing unless there's something different about it naturally. But we'll have to see what's going on there. And that ghost pepper in general is not that spicy. Maybe if it's concentrated. I know ghost pepper has kind of been diluted, I think, a little bit over the years. You're right about that, and that I think, especially when it comes to fast food hot. It used to be jalapeno was the thing, habanero was the thing. Now ghost pepper is like the thing. It's been that way for a minute. Let's see. Drew, wait till you try the one chip. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Max does not want to try the ghost pepper nuggets at BK because ghost peppers are my nemesis. I love that word, nemesis. That was actually one of my favorite Resident Evil games, actually. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis was actually really good. Have you seen when you get the quarter pounder with cheese at McDonald's, do you usually get one patty or two? You know, it's usually one. Usually one, because I just think, you know, obviously I love the beef over at Mickey D's ever since they've switched to the fresh beef. And I had a blast filming that actually back in the day when they did do that switch over. And I actually was invited to a BK, a McDonald's in Los Angeles when they were actually, they invited a whole bunch of media people down to take a look at the process. And I filmed it, and it was actually really fun to do. But usually one patty typically there. Once in a blue moon, two. But it's got to be something either special, you know, to do. And naturally, I haven't really felt the need to do the double. But if you're going to do it, I guess go big or go home, right? Go big or go home. So let's see. As we get into, I think the first thing we'll get into here, actually, you know what? I think what we'll do is we'll do one quickie Masters of the Universe reveal, and then we'll jump into the food review shortly after that. So if you guys are ready for a Masters of the Universe reveal, give me a, is there a, like a lightning bolt emoji? Give me a lightning bolt or electricity emoji. And you know, there's a reason for it actually. So if you can, whoever has this one first on here, let's see who's gonna score it here, and I'll say your name. Let's see over here. Max, oh, it's getting heated over here. Look at this, there's so much going on. Larry Nguyen, did I hear you eat ghost pepper by itself? No. No, 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 definitely not. Scott Rush jumps in with the electricity bolt. Okay, there we go. Michael Domeyer coming up second right there. Close. There may have been a little bit of a delay, but it's all good. Okay, guys, this is actually one that I didn't think I was actually going to get, because I didn't think it was going to be actually part of the set until I saw getting back into this, that they re-released this under the Masters of the Universe banner. And I never collected any of these for obvious reasons that you're going to notice. So without further ado, bam! She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe. So Thunderbolt and then the Lightning Bolt is really fitting with her, because as you can see, she's got the rainbow stickers and everything around her face. She's got the updated articulation. But Princess of Power, this was its own line back in the 80s. Basically geared towards girls, obviously. I mean, He-Man obviously was for boys. You had She-Ra, Princess of Power, for the ladies or the girls out there. So they actually re-released this character as part of the current Origins line. And, you know, obviously I'm a completist, because I have just one more figure left before I'm complete with these, naturally, before all the new ones start rolling out. But I wanted to bring this one in just to show you guys. If you guys ever watched this TV show, she actually guest starred. I think she may have had her own thing at the time. But again, it's very similar to all the others. They all come with a little mini comic book on the end. And in the back, it has some custom artwork on here as well. So as you can see, She-Ra protects the Whispering Woods and all of Eternia from the attack of the Horde and from Hordak and the Evil Horde. So they actually incorporated her into this whole mythology, and as you can see, the artwork is just killer right over there. You've got Hordak, you've got the Mosquitor in the very back as well, some of his minions, the soldiers, and just really, really cool stuff here. So here is this. You put on the cape, and hopefully this will try and focus. I know my contrasty is here. Turn the crown around to become the helmet. And basically, it is pretty slick looking. So obviously, it has all the other characters that are in here for the current line, new for 21. There you go. Focus, focus, focus. So you can twist the powerful battle positions, all that stuff. But very, very cool in terms of this on here. So condition of the box in this one is a little so-so. I mean, it's a little damaged slightly. This actually came in my mailbox, and I was surprised they don't ship these in a box. But it is what it is, and there you go. This is She-Ra, Princess of Power. Going down the line, I've shown just about every single one of these practically, with the exception of two. And one of them you're going to see a little bit later on. The other one is actually in transit, and then we're finally caught up. So if you guys are keeping track, you know which one is missing already here. So we'll see if you guys can guess it here in the chat, because I can't wait to actually pick them out. Okay, so let's see, going down the line. Just me out there. Sherry, thanks so much for jumping on. Appreciate you. Yes, for the honor of Grayskull, I'm She-Ra. That's awesome, Tiffany. You already know. Yeah, she's really switched on. Yes, 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 yes. Freddy Foodie King brings back memories. It does for me too. Like I said, I'm reliving my childhood, Freddy. I'm reliving my childhood. But I love collecting all of them. I love collecting all of them. Contrary to what you guys may think, or whatever the perception may be, I really don't buy a lot of stuff for myself, with the exception of what you're seeing over the years behind me here. I pretty much am always busy creating, building, and there's very little that I actually really feel like I need to have. But when it comes to certain collectibles and certain things like that, you know, Masters of the Universe is such an easy itch to scratch. that it's very hard for me to to not do it. And it's gotten to that point. Plus, Mi Familia, Mr. Jimmy, another family member here, has kind of helped me along, especially with Castle Grayskull, which if you haven't seen that from last week, take a look at the replay. That was a blast of a box to show you guys. A lot of fun. Okay, let's get into the first food review. If you guys are ready for the first food review, let me see a ghost. Give me a ghost over here in the chat. And we're going to get started. There's a method to the madness. There's a reason why I do what I do. Trust me. Who's the first one that's going to jump out with the ghost right now? Cedric, love your food reviews. Thank you, Cedric. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hopefully you subscribe to the channel. Annette jumps out with the ghost right now. Very cool. I appreciate that. Now, guys, the theme obviously today is ghost pepper, naturally. I think you can kind of feel what's coming down the line here automatically. If you guys were paying attention to the first, in the review that I did today, the first card that pops up during the initial right before I take the first bite, I always put like a review or something that's up right over there. It was the review that I actually traveled to San Diego last year. I think it was last year, last October, I think it was. Was it last October? It may have been 2 years ago. It's been so long. Actually, I think it was maybe 2 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long if it is. But I drove down to San Diego to check out the Ghost Whopper, and there was only 10 locations across the U.S. that actually had that burger available. And basically it was a Whopper, but with a white bun. Completely different. I had to check it out. Stupid food review show, Jesus in the tortilla. Thanks so much for jumping on and for putting out that ghost action right over there. So naturally with the Ghost Whopper, I figured, you know what, let me just throw that review up to remind some people that there was actually a Whopper at the time, or basically a Halloween promo they did. Officially, it was the Nightmare King, and that was the one that I really enjoyed checking out. That green bun was awesome. BK is always forward thinking, in terms of forward leading, I should say, when it comes to those Halloween promos. So naturally, with the white ghost bun, or the Ghost Whopper, this year we finally have something brand new in the menu, at least in the form of the Ghost Pepper Nuggets. But because I wanted to keep the theme going here right now, and because I've actually seen this, and I just happened to be quote unquote at Trader Joe's today, I thought I'd actually try these with you, just to kind of complete the trifecta of ghost goodness going across the channel here right now with everything else that's going on. But Ghost Pepper potato chips, it's just their variation of them, and it's something I wanted to try on. Now keep in mind, I've got another review coming a little bit later on in the hour, so stay tuned for that. But this, Trader Joe's, they definitely do it up when it comes to their holiday stuff here. When it comes to the packaging, you know, it just looks very, very cool. And in this case, they've actually got a very cool little story, which I'm going to kind of put right over here so you guys can maybe freeze that on the screen. If you're watching this on the replay, you can kind of read that right over there. But I'm going to read it for you real quick before we get into this, because it's like a little rhyme, like a little limerick type of thing, but pretty cool. In terms of the actual ghost pepper in this, though, I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to try. But again, the packaging is pretty cool. According to this, if spicy flavors bring you joy more than any game or toy, then try these chips with loads of heat and crunch that simply can't be beat. We use the chili called the Ghost, providing heat which we can boast is hotter in jalapeno or habanero. And so we issue you a Darrow. Oh, come on, that's horrible. To grab a bag and take a bite of chips packed full of ghostly fright. So very, very cool right there. And what am I seeing over here? Ed Keaton. Who do I think should play She-Ra in the live-action version of Masters of the Universe? Oh, wow. That's a loaded question. I'm going to have to think about that. I'm really going to have to think about that. Back in the day, I probably would have said Xena, the girl who plays Xena, Lucy Lawless, or somebody along those lines. But you got to have somebody with long blonde hair. So that's a good question. That's a really good question that I couldn't say. I'm sure they'll do that eventually, but we'll have to see. Sammy decided to quit Wendy's and left 2 weeks. No, oh no, Sammy, what are you doing? Hopefully you're doing it because you want to do it, not because, you know, whatever may be going on otherwise. Hopefully it's on your own terms. What's going on there? It sounds like it is, obviously, but man, Sammy, what's happening there? I'll now be a Burger King. Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. No heat on those, according to Drew. All right, well, we're going to find out here right now. Ghost Pepper Potato Chip. Like I said, I'm always seeing these, and I wanted to give this a shot. You guys are going to get the first look on the inside. And again, it's the no bueno situation of all the bags. Look at that. Look at all the empty air. It is so whack. They smell pretty good, and it's lattice cut too. Kettle cooked on top of it, and lattice cut. So you've got those the ridges that are in there as well too. So, wow, these actually look wow. These are beautiful actually. Look at the cut on these. See if I can try and focus that just a bit. Come on, focus, focus, focus. That contrasty is just too much, but you can kind of see right over there. It's really formed pretty nicely here. In terms of the heat, let's give it a shot. Ghost pepper potato chips. Here we go. It's a fizzly type of heat. It's a whimper, actually. A whimper of heat. Wow. Hyper salty than anything else. But they do taste like they're trying to do something to me right now, but it's not really working. There's a little bit of heat on this, Drew. There's a little bit of heat. It's so negligible, though. The ghost pepper nuggets walk all over this. They walk all over this. A little sweet, very salty, but the kettle cook is banging on it. The oil is beginning to come through on this as well. These actually look really nice. They look really, really nice, but man, yes, not too much seasoning, Tony, not too much on this, but second one in, it's giving me a little bit of residual heat in the back, but it's nothing to write home about. This is literally advertising ghost pepper like crazy, and of course it's like advertising like it's super hot, but another one of these marketing gimmicks, obviously. Nothing against Trader Joe's. You got to do what you got to do. I get it, but this is more of a little bit more of a subdued type of spiciness. There's nothing crazy. I mean, I'm not reaching for my drink right now because I feel like I need to drink something. It's okay. Would I buy it again? Not for $2.99, but it's all right. Let me go for one more. I'm gonna call it a day. We'll just go for a small one here. I like the cut. These things are machined very nicely how these are sliced. They're really, really good. The kettle cook is really nice on it. It's made well. I'm gonna go like 6.5. 6.5 out of 10 on this. What kind of spices in this here? What is it really ghost pepper? If I see anything with ghost pepper, green chili pepper, jalapeno, parsley, cumin, ghost chili pepper, it says. Okay, so officially it's got something in there, but it's so subdued. It says it contains soy on top of it. So these are just okay. If you guys are fans of Trader Joe's, and their chip section is always banging, they always have some tasty stuff. This is not horrible. But naturally, I think it'd be better maybe with a little bit of dip. I think if you had this with like a pimento type of cheese, something creamy to dip into, I think it would add a nice little bit of zip, you know, to whatever it is that you mix this with. But on its own, it's just okay. 6.5 out of 10. Not too bad for the ghost pepper goodness right over here. Not too bad at all. SG Sports Talk, I appreciate that. Thanks so much for jumping on for the super chat donation of $1.99. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Of course, you guys are official sponsors of the channel. You guys will find your names down below. Of course, I appreciate you guys. And to many of you who have taken up that 20% discount off of my site also for Teespring, you guys have been buying a lot of those, the face masks and the hats I'm noticing, which is really cool. I appreciate that greatly. Those are just fun things there. I'm trying to work on some other stuff, some newer type of things as well. So hopefully we'll have something up there soon. But we'll see. Let's see. Going down the line. So 6 out of 10, a 6.5 or so, give or take. We'll have to see with the ghost pepper there. 911 Scene Observer, what's going on from Rosemead, California? Appreciate you. You guys are not too far from me here in Pasadena. Very cool. Appreciate you jumping on. Sammy, didn't I once donate 50? You know, I have to go back and take a look, Sammy. When? Do you remember when? I've done so many streams now at this point. I'd probably want to go back to that stream to see where. But I appreciate you, Sammy. I appreciate you. Let's see. Scott Rush, Chiking is better than McDonald's offering? Easily. And that's a huge W. That would say it's a huge win. Yes, I absolutely agree. I'm doing good, SGA Sports Talk. Thank you for jumping on here right now. Doing okay. Getting a lot better. My chest is feeling a lot better. I'm feeling not so much as bad as I was. But I got to tell you, it's been crazy getting to this point. I'm just glad to finally be here and be able to do this for you without any discomfort as well. But thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for asking. Lord Darkside, once I had Popeye's tenders and my middle nephew came into my room and asked for a piece, so I ripped off one of them in a smaller piece. Fatty to take the bigger piece and went off. Well, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Larry, the chips did not burn me at all. Chicken nuggets at Chick-fil-A, according to Everett. Those are pretty good. I reviewed those. I reviewed the tenders, I believe, as well. Aaron Trujillo, I'm doing okay, my friend. Thanks so much for jumping on. Apples or strawberries from SGA Talk? Yes. I like them both. Green apples for me because I love the sour type of apples. But strawberries are always banging. I can have those anytime. So I'm pretty much pretty even, I think. Pretty even with that, I think. Ricky J Sports, hey, what's going on? I'm glad you're feeling better now. Big question. What are you going to be for Halloween, brother? You know what? I'm pretty much had to turn down a lot of party offerings to go to a lot of different places. It's not safe yet to really be out there, especially with all these newer things that are kind of creeping up that are resistant to vaccine stuff. So I may actually just do something here in my place. We may have like a dress up. I may do something similar to maybe a couple of years ago. I'm not sure just yet. But if you obviously you know me. Michael Myers is my thing. And I can't wait for the 15th when that movie rolls. I just cannot wait for that. So very excited. We'll have to see though, Ricky. We'll have to see. I'm just glad it's the season. I'm really in the mode. I love it. You already know it's my favorite time. It's when I come alive. And I love it. I absolutely love it. SJ Sports Talk. Let's see. Beef brisket or pulled pork? For me, it is going to be beef brisket. More often than not. I like pulled pork, but more often than not, it's beef brisket. For sure. Lynn is saying strawberries. Have you seen it? I finally got a chance to try the limited time Pizza Hut Detroit style pizza the other day with pepperoni. Nice. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was actually pretty good myself. Yes, I enjoyed that. I definitely enjoyed that the first time around. The second time around, it was a blast to check out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Larry Nguyen, do you like Dr. Pepper? I like Diet Dr. Pepper. I still haven't tried the zero variant. Although I did see it actually in the stores recently. So I may have to pick up a case and to give it a shot. I mean, for the price of like a case, or by like 2 sodas, you can get like 12 of them in the box. You might as well just do that. Ricky, yes, good call. I was waiting for that answer. Be safe. Absolutely. As much as I really want to go to Halloween Horror Nights since Universal and a few other things, it's not safe to do yet, especially with these new things popping up. And I don't want to go through being sick again, even though I've been vaccinated. I don't want to go deal with that. I just don't. I did not enjoy what I went through a few weeks ago and don't ever want to catch that again. For sure. Stupid Food Review Show. They replaced green apple with old school lime and Skittles. I saw that. They had the original packaging coming back. The original formulas of those things. Awesome. I know. Very cool stuff there. I may have to revisit some of that childhood as well. Giat, as they say. Jesus in a tortilla. I may have to actually do that, my friend. I may have to do that. Annette, yes, I can't wait for the new Michael Myers movie. I'm hearing a lot of brutal things about it. I can't wait. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I just want to see Sheriff Brackett, the original sheriff from the 1978 original in it. That's going to be crazy to see that. Aaron Trujillo, Jack in the Box or Burger King? Come on, you know I love my BK. I do love my BK, although Jack has some pretty good tasty things on occasion as well. But I get most excited to see what BK is going to be rolling with because it's definitely good stuff. Definitely good stuff. Which, just to kind of jump into the next thing here, because I'm seeing Dom's World. Do you have another horror movie slasher besides Michael? Can't wait for the next movie to come out. Freddy Krueger, of course. For me, it's always been the Nightmare on Elm Street series on top of that. Really just classic. That was like the big 80s thing. They had sequels every other year. Definitely a lot of fun. But speaking of horror movie stuff real quick, if you guys haven't watched Midnight Mass, I touched on it last week. I ended up binging it for the next 2.5 days after that. That night after the stream, I watched 2 episodes that night from like 12 o'clock to like 2 something in the morning. After getting back from getting food and getting the stream ready, of course, for the next day. But that show was just incredible. 7 episodes, and it is just freaky. It was just the foreboding aspect of it. I'm not going to say anything about, the story or anything like that, but it's extremely well acted. The story is awesome. It makes you think about a lot of different things. And by the end of it, it was like, from episode 5 on, it was like off the rails. It was just awesome. I had thoroughly enjoyed that, for sure. Yes, Sammy, that's right. Yes, from my retirement fund. Yes, yes, yes. My apologies. I do remember that now from the Doritos the Tangy. That was a few weeks back. Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I do remember that comment with the retirement fund. That's awesome. That's awesome. And the show is called Midnight Mass. It's from Mike Flanagan. He did the Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor. They actually have a maze with that right now at Universal Studios, which is pretty awesome, although I won't be able to see it. But he just does some great stuff. He directed Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining. He's a very talented filmmaker, writer. He literally, I believe he directed every single episode of the show. He wrote it, he directed it, produced it naturally. I mean, it's just fantastic, fantastic acting. And it was awesome. Really, really awesome. I highly recommend it. Midnight Mass. You need to check it out. He uses a lot of actors from the previous two shows naturally. So you're going to recognize a few of them in there. But it was really, really good. Really good. SGA Sports Talk, I love your show. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see, you're also saying here, I'll be a zombie baseball player for Halloween, but I'll try to be super frightening and scary. I have lots of fake blood on my face. Nice. That means you got to walk around. Make sure you have a bat kind of like Negan from Walking Dead with barbed wire and everything around it, because you don't want to be just a typical baseball player. You want to have it a threatening bat of some case there, of some type. TL, what's going on? Larry Nguyen, yes, we're going to be breaking into another food review in just a second here. I'm going to break into one more last look at one other Masters of the Universe goodie before we jump in, because, guys, it's already 8:20, or 8:40, actually, 20 minutes left. It is crazy how much time is just flying by here right now. Yes, Dr. Sleep was excellent. I thought it was very well done. Very well done. Really, really fantastic. Have you seen it? Did you know that Jack in the Box actually recently changed the buns on their Buttery Jack about a month or so ago? Oh, wow. I had no idea. Unless they come out with a new promo type of burger, I probably wouldn't know with that. But we'll have to see. But obviously, they're probably trying something different. So we'll have to see how that goes. Ricky J Sports, I always love coming in here. You can give us your top 3 scary Halloween movies of all time. I'd probably say the first Halloween, Evil Dead, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. The original of all 3 of those. The real OG, not the reboots, not the remakes. The real gritty, hardcore ones. The first Evil Dead's a nasty movie. It's a nasty movie, and you need to watch that one. That is required watching for the holiday season. Or all the time. Not the reboot, which is just whatever. It's okay. But you got to do the original OG. Halloween, Evil Dead 1, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're classic. Classic, classic, classic. Especially the first time you see Leatherface. It's a brutal scene in the original 1968 edition of that. I believe the very first one. Tobe Hooper masterpiece right there. SGA Sports Talk, you're such a great person. Thank you. SGA, I appreciate you. I appreciate the kind words. It means a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Got to try butter chicken if you love Indian food. I do, actually. And I believe it or not, butter chicken is one of the things I buy at Trader Joe's, even though it's kind of like the fast foodie type of Indian food at Trader Joe's. They actually do a very good butter chicken and rice. And trust me, you need to try it. It's really pretty good. Larry Nguyen, would you like to be a victim in a Halloween movie? Absolutely, I would. I mean, I was technically a victim in the movie Better Watch Out. I was a voice off camera for that with my name in the credits. If you haven't seen that movie, definitely take a look at Better Watch Out. I had a little fun working on that one. That was fun. But yeah, I would love to be a Halloween horror movie victim. That would be pretty cool. Very cool. Aaron Trujillo, I'm glad you're feeling better. Stay safe. You do the same. Absolutely. I appreciate you. Drew, Monster Tacos coming back to Jack in the Box. I have no doubt. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be doing something for Halloween naturally there. And yes, Annette, I'm all about the classic horror movies. I mean, occasionally I get one in super late at night, or I watch a part of one. The most recent one was Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. That's one of my favorite sequels. That's the one where really it was going to be the end of Jason Voorhees at the end of that one naturally there. But you know, really, really awesome sequel. I enjoyed the 4th movie. Corey Feldman actually was in that as a kid. Believe it or not, it was really good. Jason Callum, what it do? Thanks so much for jumping on. Yes, Better Watch Out was awesome. I had a lot of fun with that one, Jason. I'm just, every time I see the credits roll and I see my name for horror movie victims, I always I smile, because I had so much fun in the booth actually in Burbank, California, in the studios when we actually were doing that. It was a lot of fun to do. Really, really good. SGI, you should try Indian food. I have, absolutely, I have. Believe it or not, there's an Indian restaurant in South Pasadena right by the Michael Myers house, which actually used to be the hardware store in the original Halloween. They changed it to be an Indian restaurant, believe it or not. Now that's what it is now. So naturally, that's where they shot that. It's actually a restaurant. I went to that restaurant and had Indian food. And it's funny because right outside of that is the Michael Myers house, which was pretty cool. Let's see. Jason Callan, do you know if the Ghost Pepper Donuts are coming back? You know, I just asked them about this yesterday. Jason, you're in my head right now. The Halloween stuff begins, I believe they said either the 13th or the 14th of this month. And he couldn't tell me if it was Ghost Pepper donut or not. He said there's going to be something, the usual stuff, the spider donut, which they have every year. But in terms of anything promo-wise, he couldn't say. I wouldn't discount the fact that there will be something, obviously. But more often than not, it's going to be after the second week of this month, which I thought was kind of strange because when I went in yesterday to get my pumpkin mocha, I'm in love with that cold foam. By the way, that pumpkin foam, the cream on top is crazy. It's crazy delicious. They just said that, you know, there's nothing else that they know except that it begins. They haven't even set anything up for the holiday yet. No decorations for October 1st, getting ready, nothing. So when I go in tomorrow, because I plan on getting my drink tomorrow, it's actually going to be my third free drink for the week, which means right after that, I'm going to have 5 free drinks in my app, which is crazy. I'll find out. If I find out anything of interest, of course, I'll shoot you a message to let you know. All right, guys, before we jump into the next food review, Larry Nguyen, have you seen a UFO? Yes, long time ago. We'll have to maybe talk about that as we get closer to Halloween for sure. I think we've all had similar experiences, which, by the way, if you guys are not watching American Horror Story this past week, because they did the double feature flip, that the alien theme that they've got going is gangster. That's all I'm going to say. You need to watch that show too. I mean, there's so much horror stuff out right now. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, all right, before we jump into the next food review, let me jump into one last look at something here. Jessica, what am I seeing here? Actually, Michael Domer saw that Pringles are coming out with 2 new flavors, by the way, wavy chips. Saw that melted pub cheese and sharp white cheddar. I'll be on the lookout. I definitely want to review those for the channel here, for sure. We'll definitely be doing something like this. Of course, I love doing the chips here on the streams. You already know. Jessica Smith, I'm late, so you might have already mentioned this, or if you haven't, I'm sorry, but wondering, are you going to be reviewing the Sonic Broccoli Cheese Tots? You know, maybe on that. I've seen those, and I'm kind of like, you know, do I really want to make the ride? Because it's not super around the corner for me. I'm going to see if I possibly can. Maybe. Sonic is always hit or miss with me, and that's the only thing. So I'm a little curious naturally, but at the same time, I'll see if I can try and fit that one in there, if it's still around by the time. So I don't want to say definitely no, Jessica, but we'll have to see for sure. Let's see. Have you seen it? Just think for the record, why do you think they changed the buns for Jack's Burgers? Very confusing. Maybe they want to try and see what works, just to kind of see. We'll have to see. SGA Sports, yes. It was very cool being a victim in Better Watch Out, even though it was like something playing on the radio or the TV, actually. That's a filming, you know, sound dialogue for that. But it was a lot of fun to check out there. Carl Broussard saw the hot honey biscuit sandwich review. Looks so delicious. I agree. It was a lot of fun filming that one, putting it together. That's something I've never heard about you, and your name was in the credits, Ian Kiner. Yes, there it is. That's me. That is officially me. All right, so before we jump into this real quick, let's see. SGA Sports, are you like a celebrity in the horror movie world? No, not at all. I'm a fan of the horror movie genre, so it was a blast to be able to do that, but definitely nothing like that at all. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys greatly. Okay, last week, actually I want to say a few weeks ago, you guys may have remembered, and just so you guys know, one of my all-time favorites is Skeletor. Now he's actually in a new protective case. These are actually these new things to kind of protect them even more. But if this is the new reissue of Skeletor, which came out, I want to say, I guess last fall when he was unveiled. Just recently, they've redone him to actually have his original retro head from the 80s. And it's exactly the same figure, exactly the same thing, same packaging. It doesn't say new for 21 or new for 20 even on the top corner. But if you look at the face, his mouth is not open. This is the original version of Skeletor from way back in the 80s that I remember. This is the new version, and you're going to notice it right away. Side by side, actually. I'm trying to line this up for you here and keep the focus. But as you can see, one has a surprised look and one is like gangster laying back in the cut. This one here, like he doesn't have to say anything. He's Skeletor. He can just stand right there and it all just happens for him. This one is like, whoa, check it out. Are those ghost pepper nuggets? For real? Really? But this one, this is more my speed for this here. So this actually just came in. This is actually one to kind of almost complete the set. There's one more left, and then you'll see him probably in another week or so. But I gotta say, I'm really digging the overall look. Just to show you guys one last time, the very back, these are exactly the same packages. There is no difference whatsoever for these at all. They have the exact same look, same everything on the bottom here, actually, with the exception of the characters actually are different. Oh, in terms of what they're showing here, the characters that you can buy and the new versions, they're actually, that's updated. So these are the newer ones that you have on here. And then these are the original older ones, even though they're both old technically. But you have the surprise look, and then you have the original. And that is the Skeletor that I know right there. And he just looks cool. He looks so amazing. It's just so timeless with these here. So just wanted to show you this real quick. Again, I have a lot of fun. I know I'm kind of nerdy that way, but I love this stuff. I'm basically scratching this off the bucket list for you guys to show you all these things here. But it's so much fun checking things out with you guys. And lots of fun. Definitely lots of fun. Let's see. Dove, you trying to scare me with the roar? Good thing I am not easily frightened. Tiffany Shields, Mo2 rocks. Yes, absolutely. They're really digging that show. The CGI version of it there. I have a couple episodes left to finish it out. Paul Saylor, yes, hold on to them. Collector's items for sure. Absolutely. That is the goal for as long as possible. Okay, you guys ready for the next review? For the next review, let me see a pumpkin. Give me a pumpkin here in the chat. Let's see if you guys are ready for action over here. And we got Everett with Hit Girl, Hit Girl. It's a fan of a kick butt movie, we'll say, because it's a family show. Let's see. Jessica Smith, I was just wondering because I've only seen a few reviews that look interesting. We'll have to see those broccoli cheddar bites for sure. Different, definitely different. Michael Domayer is first off the block with this one right now with the pumpkins. There we go. Tiffany Shields, Lord Darkside, TL. I appreciate that. ScoutRush.com is pumpkin ready. That's awesome. John Mooney, there he is. That's exactly the combo I usually put with my Halloween stuff with the butcher knife right next to it. Ed Keaton, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Catch the replay for the next review that we are about to do right now because, guys, I couldn't pass this one up. This was a recommendation from my sister on top of it, and I was like, okay, I haven't had something like this in a minute, and this should be kind of fun. SGA Sports Talk says I should grow a beard. Take a look at some of my older content, and that's actually what I did back in the day. Let's see, Larry Nguyen, why do you love Masters of the Universe so much? You know, I'm just reliving my childhood. It was my all-time favorite thing. I had moved away from New York, actually, at the time, at the height of the popularity, and I just missed all that stuff. So I kind of missed out on a lot of it. But then actually I got older, I got into other things. So now it's kind of like filling in the gap, filling in the void, and kind of reliving what was, or what could have been, had I stayed maybe back there. Who knows? We'll have to see. All right, so for the last review of the night, perfect timing here as we're coming up on about 10 minutes till. Guys, take a look. Halloween cookies from JoJo's. This is kind of like the brand that they use. Normally it's like a little toucan that they have on the front of this here, but chocolate pumpkin face cookies with signature vanilla bean cream on this. And I'm a sucker for all the packaging for all these things. I love Halloween. I love all of it. And this just looked really, really good. The very back right over here, as you guys can see, goblins abound in scary places. Perfect time for pumpkin faces. Crunchy orbs of chocolate hue. Try to eat just one. Yes, do. It's just really cool looking. Look at this. I love the marketing with these things. It looks really cool. You got to have a black cat. You got to have some pumpkin action. And you got to have something different for this time of the year. So this just looks really interesting. Yes, Drew, Trader Joe's Oreos. That's exactly how my sister put it, Drew. It's kind of crazy. Again, I expect nothing less of you because literally you're like my kindred brother from another mother. That's kind of what it is. But it looks really cool. But vanilla cream, naturally, with chocolate pumpkin-faced cookies here. So very curious. They had like a ridiculous boatload of these. And I was like, okay, let me give this a shot. Gonna open this up. And I can already tell these already seem kind of small, but they look cool. Wow. Let me just take this out just to show you. It's packaged pretty much like an Oreo situation. It really is. It's got the 3 rows, but there's something, I don't know, I want to say off-brandish about it. It seems, I mean, obviously it's not Oreo, clearly, but they look really cool already. And it looks like the shape is maybe a little smaller than Oreo, but let me just slide this out completely. Just so you guys get, well, you know what? I think I'll kind of keep this. from ripping. But take a look at that. The cream looks really nice. It's got that orange cream and it's vanilla flavored. Well, let's just take the whole plastic out. Why not? Take a look at that. There is a solid amount of cookies in here, guys. This has got some heft to it here. It's all one shape. And let me open this up just to be on the safe side. We'll cover the laptop here just in case of crumbs. And it looks like they're two different things here. Okay, kind of cool. So there is one side. And as we flip it around, there is two. I'm kind of getting like an Evil Dead vibe from these. I don't know why. Maybe it's kind of like it's what's on the Book of the Dead, the way it looks on the front. But I like the way these actually appear. These actually look really nice. What do you guys think? If you like these, give me a thumbs up here in the chat. Because they look really, really slick. And they're very dark. I mean, it's definitely not like Oreo-like. These seem a lot darker in terms of color. I'm going to carefully try and crack this open here. There we go. Take a look at the cream action. Hopefully that'll stay focused. I'll try. Let me see if I can try and focus this in just a little bit for you. It's as much as I can try and get it. It has a mind of its own sometimes. But it's a very thick amount, as you can see, of the cream. That vanilla cream. Look at the height. It almost feels like a double stuff, the way that it looks here. So it looks interesting here. Let's give this a shot. Just the cream by itself. We're going to try and do it like an Oreo situation here. We got some thumbs up. Okay. It definitely looks all right. Looks okay. Let's try the cream. You know, it's vanilla, but the cream, it's a little bit more clay-like. It's not as smooth and creamy, kind of like, you know, the Oreo is. It's a little off-putting like that. I mean, the flavor is not bad, but there you go. It's kind of like clay. I don't know if I like that, but let's try it together. So one more time, here we go. One side. Oh! And the other side as I hit the towel. Here we go. It's a poor man's Oreo. It is. The chocolate, it's light. That's really light. I mean, it's okay, but it's light. Okay. Because I've been sipping on this all hour and nobody's asked me what I'm drinking. This is almond milk. We're going to go for a little badunkadunk in here. Let's give it a shot and see how it is with this. Yes, the boss. It tastes like clay. The consistency. Very little sweetness on this. I'm not really a super fan, believe it or not. I may be bringing these to my sister. I have a feeling. She's all, get these. You got to give them a shot. They're good. I'm not really tasting a lot of chocolatey flavor, and the vanilla is just very light. It's very light. It's kind of bland. I'm kind of disappointed, sister. I mean, here's the capper right here. 2 cookies is 140 calories. It's the same as Oreo. I'd rather have Oreo for the same calories. It looks like it's all the same type of ingredients too in terms of just the calories and all that's the sugar. But there's hardly any flavor to these. It's kind of boo-boo. Man, I'm upset. I'm upset. And look at these. What am I going to do with all these? I'm not going to eat all these. I already know I'm not. All right, so I'm going to say 5. 5 out of 10 on this one. It's average. It's okay. I mean, they're kind of cute, you know. They got the little shapes on the back. It's like it's trying to be Oreo. But no bueno situation on this. 5 out of 10, just barely passable. But like I said, having the cream on its own is a little off-putting. Like I said, it's got that Play-Doh-y type of consistency. Right when I was pulling back on it with my teeth, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this. The vanilla's okay. But yeah, I'm gonna be bringing these over to my sisters, whether she wants them or not. I'm bringing them. So sis, if you're watching this right now, I love you. Don't get mad at me. But I'm bringing these to you because I do not want these. I do not want these at all. So 5 out of 10. It is what it is. Let me package these up all nicely. So there you go. all ready to go. It comes with its own personal tote. It's coming your way. I love you. So, all right. So it is what it is with that. It is what it is. Just return the Trader Joe's. They don't even need a receipt. No, no, no. I'm going to bring this back to my sis. She talked me into getting these. I'm like, you know what? It sounds like it could be interesting. But I'm glad I tried it at the very least there. It's just not good. Jason Cole, you think as a kid I gave Play-Doh a 5 out of 10? Did you eat Play-Doh? Be honest, Jason. Be honest. Yeah, no bueno on that. Stack them up in a vase. Yeah, there was no, yeah, that's really kind of surprising with that. I think those were like, I think $3 as well, something like that. Was not a fan. Was not a fan with that. Cookies definitely failed. I'd much rather eat more of these naturally, and these will get eaten. These will get eaten with something else. So it is what it is. Jason, good. And you're here right now to tell us about it, which is really good. So no toxicity. I'm really happy about that. That's awesome. Jorios were a fail from Annette. Ryan, what's going on? Thanks so much for jumping on. Guys, to all the amazing peeps right now in the chat, thank you so much for being here tonight. To all of you super chatters, anyone who may have sent anything on PayPal, I won't know till after the fact, as I always say. I'll make sure to throw your names down into the description box down below as always. All of your donations go a very long way to help the channel out, so thank you so much for that. I do appreciate your generosity, and of course your patronage of the channel as well. And I hope you've enjoyed everything you've seen here tonight. Some of the last Masters of the Universe stuff, at least one more thing coming to be all caught up with the older stuff. And then you'll see a lot of the newer stuff as we get into the newer year, which is already pre-ordered well in advance of all that stuff as well. So I appreciate you guys being here right now. Let's see. Sabas, Evil Dead, what did you think of those films? Classic. I was just talking about that earlier, Sabas. The first one is so nasty. Even the second one, which is kind of a pseudo reboot remake of the first, I enjoyed. Army of Darkness, not so much. It was all right. But the reboot was also entertaining in its own right, but you can't beat the original. You definitely cannot beat the original. Let's see. Dove Coolness, legit name. Very cool. Calling my dove like someone dove into the pool is better than calling me Dave. Very cool. I like that too. I like that too, Dove Coolness. Very nice. Yes, they have Boo Oreos and that are orange. Yes, I saw those in the store on my side over here, Drew. I probably would have had better luck with those. Maybe I'll just do that for the holiday to bring some of those things as well. So we'll have to see. So guys, ScottRush.com, thanks for broadcasting. Thank you for being here, Scott, and to all of you guys for being here as well. I appreciate you greatly. To all my amazing mods here in the chat, anyone who may be creeping from the back, who's not making themselves known, I appreciate you checking in either way. Hopefully you got something out of tonight, something positive, something to help you distract from whatever may be going on. Ryan, I love your content. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly. I love making the content for you guys, and I'm glad you're digging it there for sure. Again, lots of content. It's been a very, very fun week. There's more fun stuff coming this week as well. We're into a whole brand new month, and I am very excited to get into this month naturally and hit the ground running, which we already are. I think BK is starting off very nicely right now as well. SGA Sports Talk, why do people eat Play-Doh? You know, I think it's when you're a kid, that's what you do. Who knows? I mean, I maybe don't even remember actually doing that, but I'm sure maybe my parents tried to stop me at some point. Who knows? But that's what kids do. They put things in their mouths like that. Who knows? I have to talk to my mom after the fact here and ask her, you know, be honest with me. Was I like, you know, chugging like the green Play-Doh? I mean, what was it? Just be real. Just let me know. I won't be upset. Because obviously I'm 48 now, so I'm okay, right? So we'll have to see. Annette, thank you for making Friday nights enjoyable. Thank you for being here, Annette. I appreciate you greatly, and for being one of the mods, of course. Thank you so much. Paul, have a great, you have great content. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the kind words. I'm not really one to be okay to take compliments. It's hard for me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really, it's hard for me to do that. But I'm glad that you dig it. I'm glad you guys are digging the content. We're right up on 35,000 right now, I believe, which is crazy to think about. So lots of fun stuff to come for sure. Drew's food reviews. What's for dinner? You know, that's a good question right now because this has really kind of set me off. I'm not going to do In-N-Out this week, but I'll have to let you know, Drew. I'll have to let you know. It'll probably be something very uneventful. I got to be honest with you because it's, you know, one of those things right now where I don't really know what I feel like having, and the later it's getting, the more I'm feeling like I'm probably just going to either make something here real fast. I'm probably going to do that. I have a feeling. Ryan, you look great for 48. Thank you. Thank you so much. Believe me, sometimes I don't feel that way. But I'm glad to actually be on here Let's see. SGA, I would make a great Frankenstein. All right. That sounds good. It's Halloween, of course. Randy Molina, you have a good night as well. Paul, accept the compliments. You earn them. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that greatly. I really do. SGA, you would make a great werewolf. Well, American Werewolf in London, I just watched that recently. If it can be that version of a werewolf, I'd be down with it. Or the one in The Howling. The one that transforms in front of D. Wallace Stone. It was pretty fantastic, I gotta tell you. Maureen Descatato at the very end over there. Thanks so much for jumping on. I'm sorry if I missed you throughout the chat over there. And for all the amazing peeps that you guys have been commenting away, I'm going to be taking a look at the replay, seeing what you guys were saying, what you're talking about. I appreciate you guys greatly. Enjoy the content. Naturally, you'll see this review coming up for the replay on Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. Possibly a new video either on Sunday, most likely either Monday or Tuesday, give or take here, as we're easing into October right now. But guys, again, thank you so much for your love and support. I greatly appreciate it. And let me jump back on over here really quick. Last couple of questions. You guys are like I'm getting bum rushed with a lot of good stuff over here. Larry Nguyen, you're 3 years older than me. Very crazy. I mean, we're all in the same age range right there. There you go. Happy 45. I remember those. Remember those days a few years back. You already know. But good times. Definitely good times, guys. I appreciate you jumping on here right now. Here we go. I'm going to try and stay back in the chat. As I like to say, hang back in the cut as long as I possibly could before it times out. But again, thank you so much to all my amazing contributors to the channel as well tonight. Of course, again, I keep saying it because it's so vitally important. Take a look down below. You'll find the all the goodies in the description box info. Again, thank you so much for your love and support. More fun stuff to come, more reviews to come. You stay frosty as well, Drew, to Annette, to Jackie, to Maureen, to everyone else here in the chat. SG Sports Talk, again, I appreciate you. It's Halloween month, guys. It's time to get it on. So it's definitely going to be a very fun month with some fun stuff to take a look at. This is the treat season as far as I'm concerned, and I'm excited for it for sure. So let me jump on over here real quick. And with that, this is Ian K officially closing out the live stream for October 1st, Friday, guys. And I can't believe we are right into October. Super excited for the month coming up. And like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So why you stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Good times, everyone. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for jumping on. Again, I'm going to be back over here as long as I can before it times out. And whatever you do this weekend, do it safely. Have fun. And we will definitely talk to you soon. And again, thanks for dropping by tonight. I love you guys. You already know what it is. I love you guys. All right. And with that, peace. I'm out.